His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa offered sincere condolences on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Fahad bin Abdulaziz Al Saud to their Royal Highnesses, the brothers and sons of the deceased in Riyadh. His Majesty requested them to convey his sincere condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Majesty also extended condolences to Al Saud family, praying to Allah Almighty to rest the soul of the deceased in eternal peace and to grant the royal family patience and fortitude. He praised the deceased for his efforts in serving his homeland, community and the brotherly Saudi people, and his contributions along with his brothers, their Royal Highnesses, in promoting the renaissance and prosperity of Saudi Arabia. The Royal Highnesses expressed deep gratitude and appreciation to His Majesty the King for his condolences and sympathy, and for the kind sentiments and prayers that reflect the deep and solid fraternal relations between the two countries and their peoples. They pray to Allah Almighty to protect His Majesty and grant him good health and happiness. His Majesty the King had arrived earlier in Riyadh, where he was received by the Governor of Riyadh, His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Majesty then returned to the Kingdom of Bahrain. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa arrived in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia today to extend his condolences to members of Al Saud royal family following the passing of His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Fahad bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Royal Highness conveyed his condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Royal Highness commended listed the achievements of the late Prince Mohammed bin Fahd, acknowledging his dedication to serving the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and its people, as well as his contributions alongside their Royal Highnesses to Saudi Arabia's progress and development. For their part, the members of Al Saud royal family expressed their gratitude and appreciation to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister for extending his condolences, which reflects the strong ties between the two kingdoms. Upon arrival to Riyadh, His Royal Highness was received by the Deputy Governor of Riyadh Region, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Abdurrahman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Bahrain's Deputy Ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Khalifa Ali Hamad Al Manasir, and senior officials. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad was accompanied by his advisor, His Highness Sheikh Ali bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority, and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Minister of Finance National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Private Secretary to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Sheikh Abdullah bin Isa Al Khalifa, Escort Officer to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Colonel Shir Ahmed bin Isa Al Khalifa, President of the Bahrain Football Association, Sheikh Ali bin Khalifa bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, CEO of Bahrain Bourse, Sheikh Khalifa bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, along with senior officials. His Royal Highness returned to Bahrain later in the day. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met today with Minister of Interior General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa and Ministry of Interior Under Secretary for Nationality, Passports and Residence Affairs Sheikh Hisham bin Abdurrahman Al Khalifa, along with a delegation from HID Global. The meeting included officials who collaborated with the Ministry of Interior in designing Bahrain's e-passport. His Royal Highness received a trophy from HID Global in recognition of Bahrain's e-passport winning the highest number of major international awards. His Royal Highness emphasized that investing in technology and digital transformation is a strategic priority to ensure that Bahrain's government services meet the high standards of efficiency and quality, thereby contributing to its comprehensive development led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness noted that development is a fundamental pillar in enhancing services provided to citizens, driven by innovation and creativity. This, in turn, strengthens Bahrain's position and boosts its regional and international competitiveness. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad affirmed the ongoing progress across all projects, particularly those related to digital transformation, highlighting the commitment of the Bahraini people to implementing strategic initiatives in accordance with the highest standards of quality. He expressed his appreciation to the Minister of Interior and all employees of the Nationality and Passports Affairs for their efforts, acknowledging their adoption of projects and initiatives that leverage the latest technologies to enhance development, improve service quality, and further solidify Bahrain's success in various fields. For his part, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah expressed gratitude for His Royal Highness' support in advancing government services, ensuring they meet the needs of citizens while reflecting Bahrain's commitment to achieving excellence in various fields. Bahrain's e-passport won 30 in international awards, including the Best New Passport Award for 24 in Europe, the Middle East and Africa, within the High Security Print Awards during a conference in Sofia in Bulgaria. The Red Dot Design Award 2024, which is the highest level of awards in international design competitions and represents a distinguished international appreciation for the qualitative standards in design. The IF Design Award 2024 for the Communication and Publishing category in Germany, which is one of the oldest and most prestigious international awards in the field of design, which is its establishment in 1953. And 10 awards at the London Design Awards. According to Regular, a leading institution in the verification and examination of travel and identity documents, Bahrain's e-passport is recognized as one of the most visually distinctive and aesthetically designed passports in the world. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa today received the Minister of Media of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Salman bin Yusuf Al Dosari, at Gudaibiya Palace. The meeting took place on the sidelines of Al Dosari's visit to the Kingdom of Bahrain, where he chaired the Saudi delegation at the 4th meeting of the Coordination Committee on Culture, Media, Tourism and Social Development, established under the Saudi Bahraini Coordination Council. His Royal Highness highlighted the long-standing ties between Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, which continue to strengthen in line with the shared visions and support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Royal Highness emphasized the strength of the Bahrain-Saudi partnership, which continues to progress in line with the mutual commitment of both countries in various fields. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad acknowledged the dedication and efforts of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, in strengthening the bilateral partnership, particularly through the initiatives of the Saudi-Bahraini Coordination Council across the media, cultural, tourism, investment, economic and developmental fields. His Royal Highness emphasized the importance of further enhancing joint cooperation to achieve shared interest and aspirations. He expressed his best wishes for the success of the Coordination Committee meeting and hoped that it would achieve its goals. The meeting reviewed the Bahrain-Saudi relationship and key issues of mutual interest, along with the latest regional and international developments. And for his part, Al Dosari expressed gratitude for the opportunity to meet with His Royal Highness, highlighting His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister's commitment to strengthening the bilateral partnership to achieve shared aspirations. Al Dosari concluded by expressing his best wishes for Bahrain's continued progress and development. The Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Hamad bin Faisal Al Malki, and the Minister of Information, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Al Nuaimi, attended the meeting. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa visited the Ras Sanad Mangrove Nursery today. His Highness' visit to the nursery coincides with World Wetlands Day, observed annually on February 2nd under the theme Protecting Wetlands for Our Common Future. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman emphasized the importance of aligning with regional and international environmental efforts to achieve the vision of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, which is supported by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman reaffirmed Bahrain's commitment to enhancing ecosystems, strengthening wetland conservation initiatives, and restoring natural habitats. He highlighted the Bahrain Mangroves Initiative as a vital effort to promote biodiversity, reduce carbon emissions and protect natural habitats and sustainable ecosystems, key pillars of the Kingdom's pledge to reach carbon neutrality by 2060. During the visit, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman was briefed on the Supreme Council for the Environment's efforts to expand the Ras Sanad Mangrove Nursery in 2023, increasing its production capacity tenfold. The expansion enables the nursery to accommodate over 40,000 self-watered seedlings, utilizing tidal movements for irrigation. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman also planted a mangrove tree and commanded the dedication of the Ras Sanad Mangrove Nursery team. He highlighted the project as a model for raising environmental awareness and developing innovative solutions to preserve natural resources. He was also briefed on Abu Dhabi's pioneering initiative led by the Environment Agency, which employs drones for mangrove planting. He underscored the importance of exchanging best practices and leveraging modern technologies to advance environmental sustainability, expand vegetation cover, and enhance regional cooperation in environmental conservation and knowledge sharing. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman highlighted regional and international efforts to raise awareness of wetlands and coastal plants, particularly mangrove trees, as an effective solution to addressing future environmental challenges. Bahrain has committed to reducing carbon emissions by 30% by 2035 and achieving net zero in 2060 through a series of national initiatives, including the Bahrain Mangrove One, which aims to quadruple mangrove coverage by 2035. And to amplify awareness, the social media account at Bahrain Mangroves was launched to provide insights into mangrove conservation, planting techniques and updates on the Kingdom's environmental efforts. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed was accompanied by the Minister of Oil and Environment and Special Envoy for Climate Affairs, Dr. Mohammed bin Mubarak bin Daina, and the Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Hamad bin Faisal Al-Malki. The Governor of the Southern Governorate, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Ali Al Khalifa, met with the Minister of Works, Engineer Ibrahim bin Hassan Al Hawaj, to discuss service and development projects in the Southern Governorate that meet the needs of the people. During the coordination meeting between the Southern Governorate and the Ministry of Works, His Highness the Governor stressed the keenness of the Governorate to follow up the needs of the people related to service and development aspects in cooperation with the concerned authorities, in line with the directives of His Majesty the King and the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister in all areas. The meeting reviewed the most prominent projects and plans to develop infrastructure in the Governorate, including developing the road network and raising its efficiency to facilitate traffic movement, as well as improving rainwater drainage systems. For his part, the Minister of Works said that the ministry is keen to implement development projects that contribute to achieving the aspirations of citizens in the Southern Governorate. Bahrain hosted the fourth meeting of the Coordination Committee on Culture, Media, Tourism and Social Development, established under the Saudi-Bahraini Coordination Council. The council is co-chaired by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister of Bahrain, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. The meeting was chaired by Minister of Information Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Al Nuaimi and his Saudi counterpart Salman bin Yusuf Al Dosari. Dr. Al Nuaimi said that Bahrain-Saudi relations represent a distinguished model of strategic cooperation and comprehensive partnership. He highlighted the commitment of both countries under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, to strengthening cooperation in various fields. The minister commended the Saudi-Bahraini Coordination Council as a strategic platform for expanding cooperation and achieving sustainable development to meet the aspirations of both countries. On his part, Al Dosari expressed pride in the long-standing and deeply rooted ties between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, highlighting that these relations continue to strengthen under the leadership of both countries. He said that the joint chairmanship of the Saudi-Bahraini Coordination Council, led by their Royal Highnesses, reflects the shared commitment to advancing strategic cooperation in line with the aspirations of their people. He underscored the importance of enhancing coordination across key sectors to achieve sustainable development and prosperity. The meeting reviewed ongoing initiatives and programs within the committee's scope, discussing key agenda items and adopting recommendations to enhance bilateral cooperation. The two sides underscored their commitment to implementing joint initiatives and projects within the committee's framework, emphasizing the importance of cooperation in advancing shared development goals and bolster the regional and international position of both countries. Now, the Minister of Information, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Al Nuaimi, and the Minister of Media of Saudi Arabia, Salman bin Yusuf Al Dosari, held a meeting on ways to enhance media cooperation between the two kingdoms and topics on the agenda of the fourth meeting of the Coordination Committee in the fields of culture, information, tourism and social development, which is currently hosted by Bahrain. The two sides praised the depth of the historic relations between the two kingdoms under the support and care of His Majesty the King and the custodian of the two holy mosques. They praised the achievements of the Saudi-Bahrain Coordination Council, headed by their Royal Highnesses the Crown Prince Prime Minister of both countries, for its successes in its various committees. They emphasized the media's crucial role in showcasing the development of the two brotherly countries, emphasizing the need to leverage the media's significant influence in promoting these achievements. The ministers toured an exhibition specially inaugurated on the occasion of Al Dosari's visit, which documents the history of the deep-rooted relations between the two kingdoms. Al Dosari also visited the main studio of the news center and was briefed on its modern media technologies for broadcasting and news production. He praised Bahrain's media infrastructure and expressed desire to improve joint media cooperation between the two kingdoms and coordinate media to convey a message of close fraternal relations, highlighting the remarkable progress made in media infrastructure at all levels. In implementation of the order of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister to provide 6,900 housing services to citizens, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning continued the procedures for providing housing services to beneficiary citizens. The ministry's team has received citizens benefiting from ownership services through the use of electronic withdrawal to distribute ownership services allocated in housing cities. The ministry explained that the electronic withdrawal procedure for ownership services are carried out smoothly according to the years of the request. The ministry's team clarifies the procedures to the citizens benefiting from this housing service, presents the available options for the withdrawal process, and helps them to make the appropriate decision. The ministry continues its communication with citizens over the coming period to finalize the procedures for receiving housing services for beneficiaries, in addition to disbursing housing finance to citizens who applied to benefit from Tasheel financing of its 3 types. And for their part, the beneficiaries of the housing and financing services express great happiness to receive the housing service. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning confirmed that the official page of the Muharraq City Development Project is now witnessing wide interaction from citizens and reviewers since its launch until today. And we have more in this report.
To achieve sustainable urban development in Bahrain, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning continues to implement the Muharraq City Development Project, whose website has witnessed wide interaction, with more than 3,660 visitors to the official page of the project and more than 1,520 requests to inquire about the acquired properties by citizens since the service was launched last May. The Muharraq City Development Project page reviews the development plan, which focuses on preserving the historical identity of Muharraq City, providing housing units that meet the aspirations of the Bahraini family, preserving buildings of heritage value, increasing the area's green space and diversifying its afforestation, as well as developing infrastructure services and public facilities. The project's website is an important reference for citizens to familiarize themselves with the objectives of the Muharraq City Development Plan and its components, and continuously reviews the progress of work through news and media materials, in addition to the notification service to identify traffic diversions and alternative routes during the project's progress.
As part of its continuous efforts to promote proper application and compliance with value-added and selective taxation, Bahrain's National Bureau for Revenue carried out 1,875 inspection visits in all governorates during 2024. The visits aimed at monitoring 320 violations covering education, construction, manufacturing, real estate, retail, plumbing, heating and air conditioning, travel agencies, healthcare activities and others. This comes out of the NBR's keenness to control and monitor markets by providing the highest level of protection of consumer rights and combating VAT and excise evasion, in addition to spreading the necessary awareness of the mechanisms to be followed and achieving the highest level of compliance. The Ministry of Health announced that all pilgrims and Umrah travelers, adults and children aged 1 year or older, must make sure the mandatory meningitis vaccine available in primary healthcare centres. The ministry also affirmed that travellers should obtain a vaccination certificate, providing that they receive the vaccine from an accredited health authority at least 10 days before leaving for Saudi Arabia, pointing out that this vaccination is not new and is one of the compulsory vaccinations for Hajj. This comes in accordance with the health guidelines issued by the competent authorities in Saudi Arabia regarding the health requirements and guidelines related to those heading to for the purpose of Hajj and Umrah.